there, everybody out in the cyber world who may be watching this. We're going to start a Lost Ones demo, and this is the final one of the day and of the weekend, so I'm pretty psyched that I got so many in and that people got to come and watch them. But we're going to start, and I hope you enjoy. So, hello, friends. We're going to play Lost Ones. Uh, if you have, so we're waiting on Kim just to jump on in when you get a chance. I know.
Oh, I thought
Take
I
your time.
did, but it's not. Okay, let me try it again.
Sure.
Maybe I hit the wrong one.
Entirely possible. I did have to restart it because I couldn't remember my password.
Ah, okay. Um,
So, yep, there you go. I see
okay.
you.
That's
So,
so weird. I did open that earlier, but okay. Yay. I guess I am green.
sounds good. So, sure, and I will play Fenrir. So Lost Ones is our next game going to Kickstarter. It is, I would say, 95% done, and the 5% is polished stuff. But this is a demo to get you a feel of what the game is. So we'll each take a turn doing a place, like taking a turn, so that everybody gets to see what the world exploration is. But it only has 40 of the map tiles. There are at least 120, just so that you're aware it's a much bigger map that we can explore. We are each one of the four characters that you can play. It is a game that is for 1 to 4 players. And so these are currently the four playable characters. I think that the book does a better job than me explaining the setup by reading the first tile's introduction. But basically, we are on this, we would place our characters right after this on the map tile. And if you hover over it and press Alt, you can look at it more closely. So it shows you this uh, still on fire giant tree and some turnover wagons and a sword lying on the ground. So it doesn't look happy. And then in the bottom right corner, we're on tile 1. And then you can see which tiles we could go to if we started traveling. But to look at where we're at, the introduction on for tile 1 is: alone in the dark, you dwell on the night, you are taken from your home. The ones that came for you looked normal at first, until they turned into something else. Why did they take you captive, and how long ago was that? You can tell that you're being moved somewhere, but the swaying motion abruptly stops, reaching out the cold bars of your cage. The long silence is suddenly broken by shouts and screams. You hear a deafening roar before you feel the world around you spin violently. Your eyes slowly open, and you see the broken bars of your cage within the remnants of a wagon. You crawl through an opening and see the aftermath of a battle. Other wagons with prisoner cages are overturned and burning. Atop a hill are the charred remains of an enormous tree that has been split down the middle as if struck by lightning. The surrounding area has an ethereal look that is very different than your home. You are lost somewhere in a foreign land. So, if you look at our characters, we're all young people. We were all kidnapped. We were taken somewhere until some sort of conflict let us escape. And we have no idea where we are. We know that it is not our world. We don't know each other. But we do know that we probably should figure that out and find a way back home. And that is the object of the game. To do that, we're each going to take a turn doing, we have 3 actions. So on those actions, you can complete the things that the story says you can do if you can have the ability to do so. We'll pass out ability cards in a second. Or you can move north, south, east, or west. When you do that, you step off a tile, you flip over that tile, you resolve anything if the tile says to do it first, and then you read the introduction, which will further the story. Other than those, moving and doing the actions, the abilities, the other things that you can do kind of evolve. So like stopping to rest, using your special ability, using any of the other cards that are out here on the decks as they come out, all are one action, and we have up to 3 that we can use on our turn. Since it is a cooperative game, you can, if you move, take your party with you if they want to travel with you. And also you can pool your resources. So while it may be Will's turn, Will, the character, might say, I don't have an eyeball, but if the group wants to see, observe what's happening here, if somebody wants to share their resources, we can do that. Be careful though, because so we have 4 players, so our hand limit is going to be 5. If anybody loses all their cards, that means you've used up all your abilities. You are unable to move forward, and therefore you are trapped here, and the game is lost, which is one of the many ways you can lose the game. So I'm going to pass out 5 cards each. And then, hover over and press F to flip them so that you can take a look. This is all open information, so you don't need to put it in your hand. 5. And Kim, I'm not seeing your hand. Are you still in the game? Okay, cool. Just making sure. So looking at your cards, so predominantly they have symbols. If you have a puzzle piece, that's going to lend itself, you're trying to puzzle out, use logic to figure something out, deduce. If you have an eyeball, you're using observation of some kind. If you have the little dots with a speech bubble, you're trying to have a conversation or reach out, communicate with something. If you have the fist, you're using action, usually aggressive action of some kind. And if you have the boot with a little wing, you're using a swiftness, probably to run away. Maybe it's to dodge or duck, but that type of thing. Otherwise, there is text on the cards that show you puzzly wise how to maximize them to try to make sure that your hand limit stays as close to full as possible at all times.
And these are icons that we're going to use based on the story that gets read, correct?
Exactly. So in the storybook right now, we are on a place, and I read you the introduction, but we have one of 2 options. We could explore the area, which is 1 eyeball, or we could investigate the wagon, which is 1 puzzle piece. Now, the first player is Maeve, and because I randomly picked, and Maeve, you have a choice. You can explore the area, investigate the wagon, or you could travel north, south, east, or west. And if you look at the tiles close up, which is kind of a pain, you would be able to tell because north is up, but for the purposes of just looking top down, if you were reading the lost ones face up would be north. So going towards the extra tiles, and south would be going towards the components. So, Miss Kim, what would you like to do?
Sorry, I didn't realize. I would like to explore the area.
You would like to explore the area, and that is going to cost an eyeball. Do you have that, or do you need one of us to share that resource?
I think I have it. Let me find it again.
Yes, you got one that's going to let you also draw a card too.
Yeah. Okay. Here you go.
So, yeah. So you discard it, but it also lets you draw another ability card, which is super awesome. So there you go.
Okay. Cool.
And explore the area. There are no bodies and nothing useful to salvage among the other wagons, but you spot footsteps nearby in the muddy ground. Several tracks head north through broken and burnt trees, while others head east towards a misty forest. From atop the hill, you see a lake in the distance to the west, and snow-covered peaks dot the horizon to the south. So that was some useful information.
Okay.
So that was your first action.
Mm-hmm.
And we've learned from it that if we go, so east and north were the conflict parties, apparently
Okay.
going in separate directions. West is a lake, south are snowy peaks.
Okay. Let's go west.
Okay. So west, if you look at the tile, is 8. So I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to go down here and search my little thing and grab that one and put it there. Now,
Okay.
we are all technically on this token right here, but once we do it, physics of Tabletop Simulator make it go weird. So, Maeve, you will absolutely have to go west. Are we choosing to go with Maeve, or are we staying behind?
Is there a reason we want to versus splitting up?
It is a personal preference. I will say, if we right now, pooling our resources seems like the better strategy than being like, well, no, I'm going to go different ways. But it is totally up to you.
Makes sense. I say we stick together.
Sure.
Okay, so we're all going to do this, and then all of the standees are going to do weird stuff. Ignore the physics. I'm also going to take not the whole thing. Oh, no, stop. Come back in here. For real. The struggle is real today with this. Alright, one token to show that we did one of the actions on this, because we can't revisit once we do an action on any given tile.
We
We
say
can read the
revisit.
introduction again, and we can reread what we did, but we can't
Uh-huh.
do it again. Because at that point, we could be like, oh, I know that one gives me all these new cards. I guess we'll just go back there and recard again.
Ah. Okay.
Right? So, we are here. This was tile... Nope, that was my character. Tile 8. So, let me read Story Moment 8. You reach a clearing in the woods and see a majestic pale stag grazing on the tall grass. It notices your presence and lifts its head up, displaying large antlers that are covered in strange markings. The stag gazes at you expectantly, as if it was waiting for you to arrive. To approach the I've been talking a lot today, sorry. To approach the stag, it would cost us 2 speech bubbles, 2 talks. So that was the end of your, nope, you did an action, you moved, so you can either do the try to talk or appeal to us to borrow stuff if you don't have it. You could move on, it's up to you.
If I try to talk, who exactly am I talking to?
A stag.
The
A
giant
stag. Let's
creature.
try to talk.
Okay, do you have the resources to do that?
Okay.
I have one card that is a speech bubble or a puzzly piece, so I would be happy to donate 1 speech bubble, but I'm going to need at least 1 more if we're doing it.
I've also got one
have
that
a
lets me draw a
public-
card.
Yeah, we need the speech bubbles. You have one? So
Oh,
you're willing to
okay.
give it up for this? For
Yeah, it lets me draw a card. That would
Cool.
help us.
Oh yeah,
too.
absolutely. All right, so
Oh, nice. Thank you.
discard those, and you get a new one. Cool. All right, so cautiously you approach the stag. You look into its eyes and feel a connection. As you get close, it steps forward, and the markings on its antlers begin to glow. Images begin to flood your mind. You see the scorched remains of a tree at a place where you escaped the Fae. Your view then shifts to several other trees. There is a tree with blood-red leaves. It is in a castle courtyard overlooking a forest of giant thorny vines. A dark miasma is obscuring the features of another tree in an emerald green forest. One tree has burning leaves and surrounded by a ring of lava, while another has glowing blue leaves and looks to be underwater in some sort of cave. On top of a frozen peak is a tree covered in a thick sheet of ice. The last is a bone-white tree that looks dead. All of them have an entrance at the base of their trunks. These visions cease as the glow from the antlers fade. The stag nods its head at you, gives you a knowing look. Before departing, it heads into the forest and disappears from sight. So that's a thing that happened.
Okay.
That knowing look would have been great if it told us which way.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it shared some useful information. It had done its job. All right, so that was the end of Maeve's turn, and we move over to Danica. Danica, what would you like to do?
Okay. So we got an image and we saw some trees, but other than that, it didn't give us any direction, right?
No, it did
Okay.
not.
I mean, we
Okay.
can go towards the burning.
What do you mean?
There's burning trees.
Oh, was that like north and
There
Oh, you
were
mean east?
6 trees. There was
There were 6 trees.
there were
Okay.
6 trees. There was okay. Ready? Tree with blood red leaves. One that has some sort of like dark cloud over it, in an emerald green forest. Burning leaves with a ring of lava. Blue underwater. One on a frozen peak that's covered in ice, and a bone white tree that looks like it's dead.
Lava sounds inviting.
Do you know where the lava is? No?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean,
just-
the
you just wanna go
stag
look
kind of
for-
nodded.
Yeah. Gave you a knowing look like, all right, yeah, and then left.
I like the white dead tree. That sounds fun.
It does. No idea
Um,
where it... really? No idea where it is.
nope.
Have never found it. Played this dozens of times.
Okay. I remember at the beginning, I think something about going down or south would be what mountains, I think.
Icy
Can we go back
peaks.
and read that?
Yeah,
Icy peaks.
Yeah, icy peaks, and there was conflict on the east and north, right?
correct.
Yeah. So you have footsteps, right?
Footsteps heading east, footsteps heading north from the
Um,
place of conflict, you know, where we were.
Okay.
A lake to the west, so we started heading west, and then icy peaks to the south.
What does moving use?
An action.
One action. Okay. I kind of want to do some more exploring,
Sure.
and I want to go further south.
Cool. All right, so you want to go south from here where we are to 7?
Yes, please.
Sounds good.
And movement, you don't have to play a card for, correct?
No, movement is one of your actions that you can do. The cards are your abilities once you're in the story. So, Danica is going south. Are we joining? Dominica, I mean.
I mean, I'd love the lava, but I'll go towards the ice with you.
Oh no, I did a bad. There we go, thank you. It's back, it's back. No, why is it not? Today is the day. Today is the day where I broke the tabletop simulator. Good. Alright. And that's that's 7, so we go to storybook moment 7, and wait, first I'm gonna do that. So, walking alongside a riverbank, you see a solitary house at the tip of a peninsula. You cautiously check to see if anyone is home, but the place appears to be empty. For now. The gushing sound of water turning a water wheel catches your attention. The rotating motion of the wheel is powering some sort of contraption affixed to the side of the house. To inspect the device, it would take 2 puzzle pieces, and that is our only option here, or we can move on.
So I kind of look like a mini dwarven guy. I'm glad to touch things. I have 2 puzzle pieces, and I'd love to mess with things.
I'll take you up on that.
Yeah, I mean, I have a puzzle piece if you want one, so you don't have to give both.
Oh, I only have to use 1 card.
Oh, okay.
Cool. All right. So Will offers up his expertise to help Dominica, and so the response is, you're not exactly sure what the contraption's supposed to do, but fiddling with the device activates a gentle and soothing power that courses through you. You can draw up to 3 cards from the ability deck. You may give these cards to refill any player's hand that has characters on this map tile. So Dominica, you get to draw it and then dole out the stuff. And of course, bearing in mind that Will was the one that actually offered his skill set to make it happen.
Okay. So 3 cards.
3 ability cards.
Yeah, just saying. You know,
And
I hate handouts.
our hand limit is 5. So I've used a card. Will's used a card. I think otherwise we're up to our hand limit. So you could also discard a card if you found something better.
Okay, this one's better than that one, so we can discard this, probably. This one... Ooh, cancel the effect of a battle. I like that better than the one I have.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one, would you like this one? Will? I guess your character name.
Yeah, I could take that one.
Okay, and you had... I'm going to take the 2 run if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay, and then the last one will go in discard.
Okay.
Why? Okay. Alright, I'm not going to fight it anymore. Okay, cool. So, we need to do our tokens to show that we talked to the stag. And then we did this, so you moved, you did an action, and you get one more thing. There's nothing else to inspect on this tile, so we have the option for south. I'm assuming you want to keep going south, which is tile 20.
Yes, please.
Okay. Yep, that's the one. Okay, you arrive at a large swimming hole filled with azure blue water. Small winged fae are playing in it, including a water spirit in the form of a woman. So if you want to speak to the water spirit, it will take 2 speech bubbles.
Is that an action?
Well, at this point, the decision-making process is handed over... Maeve, are you coming with us?
Yes.
Okay. Is handed over to Will.
Well then, I like talking to random people. I've only got one speech bubble though. Can anybody else talk?
I can help.
Yeah, I don't think I have...
Yeah, I don't.
I have the select an ability icon on a played ability card and add another of the same type. So I could play that. If somebody had a speech bubble, I could play that.
Where's my discard pile? Because I have a...
Oh, you know what? We've been putting it
Replaces
down here instead of keeping it to ourselves. So just look at the group discard pile for now because that
Okay.
was my bad.
No worries. Because we used a speech card for me to talk to the stag earlier, so that should be in the discard pile. And I have a card that says, replace this card with an ability card in your discard pile.
Yep.
Okay.
That would be a great card to play.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll do that one.
So,
And then just leave it on the... Just create a
well,
discard
that's a
pile
great
off
one.
the
Yeah.
side.
So here it is because that was the one where also it was, you'd want it because it was you play it and you draw another ability card.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a good one.
Oops.
Yeah, no, you're perfect. Exactly where it is.
Okay.
That could be your discard pile. That makes perfect sense.
Okay. Perfect.
So you're going to put that one back in your discard and then draw another ability card.
Okay. And then... Oops. Oh. Did I grab the wrong card?
Yeah, you grabbed a discard
I did. I
card.
drew from the discard. Oops, sorry.
It's okay.
Here.
That was not that's a Bane card. You don't want that. You don't want
Oops.
that. I promise you, you don't want that.
Nope. Don't want that. Okay.
Here you go. There you go. There's a,
Thank you.
you don't want a Bane card.
Okay. So this one is hide and seek.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. So whoops. We're talking with some water spirits. The water spirit gives you a curious look before welcoming you. She knows you come from the waking world and offers you some advice. She says, "A monument to an old god rests in a lagoon by the sea. It is far to the northwest of here. Travel there and seek its blessing to swim like a fish." The spirit tells you to beware of the kelpies. They are unseelie fae that look like horses by the water. With a wave, she dives beneath the surface and disappears.
I mean, you want to keep going south, but that does sound tempting to be fishmen.
I also don't have any reason to want to keep going south, so I'm okay with changing my motives.
All right, so that was your first. So you have 2 more actions. To move again back north will take an action and an action that would end your turn, but it will head us towards the other
Excuse me.
the whoever it is that's going to let us be fishmen.
I like that idea. But we get to see more stuff if we head west anyway, right?
So if you head south or west, you'll be stepping off the map and seeing more things.
Let's go west, because we got to go west anyway.
Yeah.
So west is tile 21. Okay.
Right to some more water. That works.
Nope, that was 22. I grabbed the wrong one. I'm sorry.
So it was an illusion. Got it.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Nope. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Let me double check and make sure I got the right one this time. That is 21. Yes. Yep. Okay. So if you'll notice, there's a little red mushroom in the bottom right corner. And little red mushrooms mean there's a status effect. Anything in red is a status effect that has to be resolved before we continue. I'm coming too.
So it was an hallucination.
It was, sort of. In this particular case, mushrooms mean we're advancing the moon clock, and the moon clock is, if we get to the end of it, we've spent too long in the Fey world, and we're trapped there forever, and we've lost the game.
Oh no!
So we are one step closer. We were basically in a fairy circle, and time is weird in the Fey world. So time just kind of passed us by. We were in a fugue state, and then suddenly we came out of it again and continued. And while we're here, we're on 21. So let's find out what happens. Reaching a clearing in the green woods, you discover large mushrooms arranged in a circle around a well. Well, yeah, we figured out we found large mushrooms in a circle. Thanks, introduction. Fetch water from the well takes 1 fist. Okay, so
I have fists.
you had the move. Oh no, you did the activity and you did the move again, so you have 1 more action. So tell us, Will, are we fetching water or are we continuing on?
Oh, we're totally drinking hallucinogenic water.
Sweet. This is the choices we're making. Cool. All right, so somebody has, all right, that's going in your discard pile.
Yeah, so I have a fist that lets me draw an ability card.
Up to you.
Yeah. I'm happy to use it.
Yeah, sure. If you want to use your card, go for it.
Okay. Put that in my discard.
I'll let you touch the water first.
Oh, thanks.
Turning the wooden crank by the well, you retrieve a bucket full of clear water. You risk a sip, and the water tastes fresh and sweet. Select and return an ability card from the discard card pile back to your hand.
You drank it first. That's all you.
Nice. Okay.
We're actually crushing it. I just want you to know. We're still all up at our hand limit. Nobody's taken any real dings. We've only advanced the clock once. I mean, false sense of security here folks, but you guys are.
Wait, is the hand limit 5? Can I actually put a discard back in my hand though?
No, you could switch out one though,
Okay.
because yes, our hand limit with a 4-player game is 5.
Okay. Let's see which one I want to.
I'm actually considering
Ooh, that's a
making
good
it
one.
4 because it feels a little OP.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so that was the end of Will's turn, and now we go to me. I'm happy to go along with the party's kind of decision to go become fish people.
That sounds wonderful.
So I'm gonna
Awesome.
head north at this point to 22. And 22 is the one that I accidentally grabbed, which may have informed my decision a little bit, but not really. All right. I'm going to let you guys figure that part out while I read 22. Okay. You swim towards a small island in the distance. As you get closer, you realize it's actually an enormous turtle swimming on the surface of the lake. There are small, empty dwellings built on its shell. And I'm not going to lie, this is my favorite tile in the entire game. Because it's
Yes.
a giant turtle with
Mhm.
houses on it. So you can talk to the turtle for 2 speech bubbles, or you can rest. We don't need to rest. We have all our cards, but that's what resting does. So finding a resting place is huge because it's the one place where you can have everybody that is on that tile draw up to their hand limit again, and it is a one and done just like everything else. It also advances the moon clock, which we already had one thing happen. So we wouldn't need it now, but knowing where it is, and this is the easiest one to find again because it's a turtle.
Nice.
So this is, yeah, it's the one that gives me all the happies of all the tiles that we've found so far when I play. Talking the turtle is 2 speech bubbles, and I've got, let's see, do I have any speech bubbles? I'm not chatty. I'm rather
Oh, that's a
taciturn.
shame. It worked for Atreyu, a never-ending story. We totally have to talk to the turtle.
Well, I can, if somebody else has a speech bubble, I have a mimic card.
I got one.
I have one.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, so
Use
put
yours.
that in. So I've got my mimic card, and I put it in my discard. Somebody else is, yep. As long as you put it in your discard, we're cool. Good. All right, and the turtle slowly turns towards you and listens to your story. It smiles, and then it tells you about the area. You learn about the sunken city of Avalon resting at the bottom of the lake just west of here. A long time ago, the people of Avalon were gifted with a mythical sword by the Titans, with a blade that shone like the sun of the light. Cleom Solis was once used to defeat an old god. To pull the sword from the stone, there's a riddle that must be solved. Something lost for something lost. And this is where we stop because we've all had a turn. And this was a demo.
That's a good place to end it,
It
too.
was the best.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. We
So,
found the turtle.
okay, so I'm gonna end the feed. So if you've been watching, I hope you got a good idea of how the game is played, and make sure to go to our website and follow us and learn more about the Kickstarter coming up. And